Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of ADHD and Crochet. And today, this week, we are going to be dealing with some dice. I don't know how many we'll get through, but I did pre-cut a string here because I'm not entirely sure how much I'll need. So, let's go ahead and get started. So I have an entire set of playing dice. I've got the D4, the D6, D8, D10, D100, D12, and of course the D20. I am going to start going from the lowest number of sides to the highest number of sides. Oh. Kind of interesting. The dice are all approximately the same size, but they have varying numbers of stitch count across them. I believe this and the D6 have the largest sides of the dice, but the lowest number of them. You may have noticed that my box of pins is different. These are my smaller pins. I don't like using them very much for amigurumi, but I was kind of running out when I started these. Now I've definitely run out, and I don't like mixing the pins. So, as you can see, I tried to use all but the black pins, just because I'm working with black yarn, and I'd kind of like to be able to see what I'm working with here. I did also already number the sides playing with puffy paint. My first time really doing anything with it. I'll probably keep this set for myself. This was more just to see what this pattern was really like, how difficult it was for me to work on it. Which you would think making the same piece repeatedly would be easy, but it is mind-numbing. So my brain doesn't really like it all that much. But these weren't too bad. Again, I did not make this pattern. I did purchase it. I will link in the description the rights to this pattern, the person who made it, all of that fun stuff, as usual. I am not following it entirely, however. It wants you to crochet the edges together, and I wanted to stitch them together. I also have with me some cookies and milk because it's been a long day. And I wanted to unwind with something I enjoy. It was interesting working on this project. I'm used to making things that are essentially flat like this, in flat rows, But this did have me work in a spiral, which I did enjoy more. And I think that's why it kept my attention. The D12 and the D20 were a little more difficult in that regard, because there are 12 sides and then 20 sides of the same shape over and over. So that did get a little monotonous and difficult to pay attention to, but luckily, as you go up in number of sides, the size of each side got smaller. Part of the fun of sewing with this rainbow yarn is that each stitch, or every couple stitches, is a little different. It changes gradually. It's just a fun effect. I have a little rolling work station dresser type thing, um, and it's got some space underneath of it. And for the last several months, it's kind of been blocked by boxes and other things, and we cleared out some of that stuff while packing. So Panzer has shoved himself underneath that little rolling thing. He realized there's space down there, and he is utilizing it. He decided it was free real estate. Animals can be such a delight. They can also be a pain. Now Snickers is over there staring at him, wondering what he's doing, and investigating, potentially seeing if she can get in on that action as well. Get some of that free real estate. Unfortunately for her, I don't think he's interested in sharing. I think I can do it. Now, we had some technical difficulties last week. I'm hoping we don't really have any more of those this week. I made sure everything was charged before we started, so it should not shut off at random this time. So we should have a full episode this week, provided nothing crazy happens. I definitely need to practice with my puffy paint, but again, I've never used it before. I just thought it'd be fun to try. I think these dice will be fun during our trip. My family plays Dungeons and Dragons. We actually have like 3 different campaigns going on right now. Bean, that was my foot, sweetie. No, you can't have the string. Give it back. Bean has struck again. It's been a while since she's done that. But the string is so long that it's not really surprising. But anyways, we have a 3-day drive from here to where we want to be in Missouri. So these will be fun. We can maybe do simple games with them. If nothing else, just throw them at each other. They are soft after all. Oh, Bean found the space under the dresser now. She squeezed her little body under there. Cats have been acting up too since we've started packing everything. They know change is coming. They're going to be real mad when we break down their cat tree. Now, the cookies I have here, I did make myself, but from a recipe. And they're pretty good. They are chocolate cookies with white chocolate chips and dry cranberries. Oh, Lord. Dry cranberries in them. I mean, why? Oh, cats. They want to be menaces today. Not even 15 minutes into the video. I've already had to have a cat break multiple times. Not by choice either. I feel like sewing the edges closed with this yarn was a better decision than crocheting, just because you get that neat little line forming there. Now, I will try to enjoy my snack quietly. I'm not an eating ASMR, and personally, I really hate the sound of people chewing. why I tend to sit at the table or in my own room at dinner time, while the rest of my family tends to sit like on the couch or together, and I just kind of don't care for that. Love them from a distance at dinner time. So I will try to remain courteous and chew quietly and sparingly. These cookies did turn out a little bit dry, but the recipe didn't really call for a lot of liquid either. I might just see about adding a tablespoon of milk or something next time. Make these. See if that softens them up a little bit. They were very difficult to mix once you got most of the dry ingredients in. The fun part about having a channel that's just dedicated to my ADHD is that you guys are going to get more than just crochet stuff. We've also got baking here, because why not? Judging by the fact that I've only got one face attached to this, and we're only about 20 minutes in, I have a feeling that September is going to be dice month, but the good part is we should have a different die each month. Or not each month, each week. I do have some other things I can break up the monotony with and sew those together as well. I've got a couple of chickens that I crocheted, just waiting. They're really cute and fat. I think they're really cute. But we'll talk about those when we need a break from dice. Kind of interesting how the gradient goes. It'll be fun to see how this goes all the way around. Reach in here, a little bit back in. Luckily, this string is big enough that when it does have a knot, it's not very difficult to undo. Just a mild annoyance, really. There's a beam directly under me. I'm going to have to thoroughly check in here before I leave for the night. is there are all the cats in here in various places, and there are a lot of hiding spots to get into. Not really went crazy this time. There we go. Mostly. It's fine. It was not fine. Ow, why? What the heck? An actual knot happening. Let's just pull that through. Get a little messy. Oh, and we need to untie this. Yarn is magic, and it has a mind of its own. I don't know what to tell you. But I do have some D&D related patterns, and there's a couple on the back burner that I want to get or try to make myself. One of which looks really fun, but I kind of want to make that pattern myself because I want to add some stuff to it. And that's a gelatinous cube. I've seen patterns for it, and they look really funny and cute. But I want to make one that opens up, kind of like a dice jail. I call the gelatinous cube the dungeon Roomba. A lot of people do. I'm not very original on that one, but I just think it's really funny that they're called, that people know them as dungeon Roombas. That one seems overall pretty easy to make. You just kind of make a d6. And then add some stuff to it. Make it green or whatever gelatinous cube colors that come in. I think they only come in green. It's all I've ever seen them be. It's either green or blue. Alright, one panel is fully attached, so now we're going to work on this other one. And we're going to continue this trend I see. Oh, it is trying my patience today. Wonderful. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why it's like this. But it is. Apparently we need to adjust our string a little bit here. Okay, I think we've got that sorted out now. So right back into it, hopefully. Don't know what that was or how that happened, but it did. Well, I kind of know, what happened. I just don't know how it happened. The way this yarn is made is it's like a little sleeve, and it's got a little bit of fabric or yarn inside of it. And those like to slide around on occasion. But I don't know how it got all scrunched like that this time. Oh well. We fixed it though. I think what really made me want to sew the corners together or sew the edges together is these top corners here, because those corners you'd have to crochet 3 pieces together at once, and that gets pretty difficult. It is definitely way easier to just stitch them together. Then you can come back and go over a stitch if you need to. Bean's about to cause an avalanche in the closet because she is exploring. She's very cute. She's very lucky. She's very cute. Now, lucky for you guys and for me, I don't think these are going to take more than one video per die. So we can break this up as much as we want and take a break from them. At least the smaller ones definitely won't take more than one video. Can't say anything about the D20. It does have smaller edges, but there are more of them as there are 20 triangles to sew together in a spherical shape. So we'll see about that one when we get there. But for now, the D4, only 3 parts to sew together. And we've only got really 2 more sides to do, and we're only halfway through the video, so we'll definitely at least start on the D6 after this. Now I am at kind of a weird spot here. I kind of have to pick which side I want to finish now and which one that I'm gonna have to go back through on. Oops. My string is caught on my arm, so it's being weird. Somehow it got looped around my arm. So, which side are we gonna think? We are going to go down the 1 to 3 side and then come up the 4 to 1 side. But the way I'll do that is match these here. Make that pin. Work down here, and then we will pass our needle through the other end at the bottom. Make our way back up at that point. Now, I did pull a lot of string off of my yarn ball for this. I wasn't sure just how much I would need to sew these together. I also have 6 more dice to sew together after this one. It is a full set of gaming dice. And honestly, I may do one of them off camera anyways because it is just a repeat with different painted numbers. We'll see when we get there. But I was also going to be using this yarn right after I made these. I wasn't sure how much of it I would need for that, how much if I would be done with it, which I ended up being done with it before I started filming, and so on. So there's my justification that nobody asked for of my actions. Maybe you were asking. If you were, you're welcome. You have it now. If you weren't, I'm sorry, but you're still here at this point. You made it through Turtle Mania. Still here. Wait, that's not for you either, sweetie. If I'm lucky, I will end this on purple or red. Looks like I may end it on purple. That would be pretty cool. Because then it'll kind of look like I planned the colors and didn't just get lucky. Even though I don't really plan anything because I'll forget the plan anyways. One of my friend's birthday was recent to the filming of this video, and had put it in my phone wrong, my phone calendar wrong, so I got the notification for his birthday 4 days before his actual birthday. And we happened to talk to him, and we thought we were a day late, so we said happy belated birthday. He laughed and said, My birthday's not until next Tuesday. So, texted him on his actual birthday, wishing him well. I got the spirit. I'm just a little confused. Doesn't take much. Ain't that right, Bean? And you're somewhere you probably shouldn't be. Oh well. Alright. These two together. I'm wrapped around my arm again, aren't I? Grabbed the wrong string. There we go. And we're going to do an extra stitch here, mostly just to secure the yarn into this point. And then, now that we are secure and attached there, I'm going to just poke her in. Come out this side. And we did the thing again. Have this little ruffle. There we go. I fixed it. At least on that end. That end's done. Gotta fix my string again. Didn't like that squeeze, but it's okay. It'll get over itself. Alright. Now we're going to just work up this last side here. Now my handwriting's never been good, so I have no idea if it'll ever get better with the puffy paint. I may opt into using stencils after this. And painting them. I wanted to see how it would turn out. Again, I kind of initially planned on keeping these for myself anyways, because I didn't know how they were going to turn out. They're kind of fun. And I also just wanted a set that I could throw without hurting anyone or anything. My husband is a DM for 2 of the campaigns we're doing. And so he does something that annoys me or whatever, I can just throw a soft dice at him. He'll think it's funny. He'll throw it back. Or keep it. I don't know. Probably both, depending on the day. In one campaign that my husband is running, I am a king with autism. I'm a monk. Very literal. Very literal. Very specific. Have a job. I'm going to do that job. mostly I'm doing it that way because when I started this campaign, I was kind of burnt out from the other campaign we're doing, where there's a lot of role play involved, which is fine. But sometimes you just want a very simple character. Now, Monk is not necessarily simple. I still have a lot of mechanics, but it was something I hadn't done before. I wanted to try it. I'm still relatively new. I've been playing for a few years now, but I've only played 3 types of character. I've played a rogue, I've played a barbarian. I really enjoyed the rogue, but I got banned from playing the rogue because I have really lucky rolls. I do not have weighted dice. Well, I do have one. We found out it was weighted, but I did not realize it was weighted. I did not purposely buy a weighted die. That one got banned from being used, which is fine. But anyways, I tend to roll relatively high more often than not. So that, on top of playing rogue and getting sneak attack, I have a tendency of critting on bosses immediately with sneak attack as a rogue, so I'm no longer allowed to play rogue. But I've also played barbarian, and that was fun. Play a fun, dumb character. And then been playing a warlock. Now I'm playing a monk. My husband likes to do a bunch of third-party campaign stuff, D&D stuff. So we're playing around with another one where I am an artificer of sorts in a campaign following third-party rules rather than D&D rules, mostly. A lot of it's still very much just D&D, but there's some other parts that add a little more to it that I like. Alright, so we've reached the end here, and we lucked out on the colors being yellow at the end here. We are going to do that, make our little knot. Which is going to take a little bit longer than it normally does. I have a lot of string to go through here. And then we can hide our string. We are not at a very weird time to stop. It has been about 45 minutes of filming. My string wants to be weird, so I might actually stop it here on the D4. Yeah, I think this is a good stopping point. So we have our D4 here. Nice and usable. Lands as it's supposed to. Oh, and now it's on the floor. But it rolls nicely. And it's covered in cat hair again. So I think this turned out pretty well. I'm excited for the rest of them, but I think we will just end it here and have a nice little short video for a small dice. So next week, we will probably continue on the dice set. The D6 will probably take the full hour. Then I've got a D8 here as well. And then we have a D10. I also have a D100, but that's the exact same thing as the D10, so I will probably just do this one off camera. But we do have a full set planned, so stay tuned. I will probably do 1 or 2 videos of dice, and then I'll throw in something else, like a chicken maybe, to sew together to break it up. But expect more. If you like the video, please like the video. If you'd like to get more, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.